this might have been the most boring episode of Monday Night Raw in a long time because we haven't seen this a big of a boring episode of Monday Night Raw in a long time. I'm getting the matches were good. There's some storylines were cool, but like nothing really interesting or really big happened on this Tonight Show, which made this show really boring in my opinion. But one thing we did figure out on the show is how popular Rhea Ripley actually is, because she was getting the biggest reaction of the night. But before we end his video, drop a big thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, because I'm on the road to 5 subscribers. Really like to get there before the end of 2015. Anyway, let's get into today's video. So, it was after the Raw after Backlash. You think something big happens. You think something big magical is going to happen, right? We start off with recaps, but it's not recaps of Backlash, it's recaps of last week's Monday Night Raw. Why? It's because they showed the promo versus Jay and stuff, and Punk and stuff like that. But CM Punk did end up starting off tonight's Monday Night Raw in Louisville, Kentucky. And he did end up saying he got a couple things he has to say. First, he's mad about himself. Blah, blah, blah. And then he just was talking about how Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman. And Paul Heyman said, "Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman." And CM Punk said, "Where are you at? Where are you at?" And then Seth came out with, of course, Braun Breaker in his nice black suit with whatever Seth is wearing. I don't even know. And Seth said, Yo, you see him, you guys treat him bad, and I believe you're the scum of the earth. I believe you're the reason why blah, blah, blah happened. Look at Paul's face, bro. He said, "I believe you're the scum of the earth. I believe all you this stuff. And guess what? You deserve what's coming to you." And he tapped Braun Breaker on the shoulder. Braun Breaker came running down to the ring, started jumping CM Punk. Then Seth Rollins came down. Punk fought Seth, but then Braun Breaker attacked CM Punk. But then Sami Zayn came up and helped him. But then Sami Zayn got tossed across the ring by Braun Breaker until main event Jey Uso super kicked the chair into Seth Rollins' face. And then they're out of the ring. And it was Jey Uso, CM Punk, and Seth Rollins standing tall. Anyway, Pat McAfee came back with his own entrance. His own entrance during a mid-match is crazy. He's okay, though. Anyway, it was Penta versus Chad Gable. This was a pretty solid match. Of course, we got Chad Gable working Penta's mask, trying to rip it off, but not working. And then we have beautiful wrestling of this beautiful people of Penta throwing Chad Gable across the ring, hitting a beautiful kick on the side of his ear. Then you saw a beautiful moonsault by Chad Gable, hitting it picture perfect. And then a nasty Mexican destroyer from Penta, hitting it on Chad Gable. And Chad Gable sold this so well. It looks like he got dropped, and then he just fell back on his butt. It felt like he almost died because of this. But that ended up not working. And he ended up losing. Rip Chad Gable. Anyway, that's how that one worked. Anyway, we went to a Judgment Day segment where Dom got off the phone with Liv, and he said, it's kind of weird though. She said good morning, even though it's nighttime. And J.D. McDonough said, "Dom, this isn't the first time you've heard of time zones, right?" Time zones. Who needs time zones? That was hilarious. It was funny. That was funny. And then after this segment at the end, there was a light above, like, JD took like a skeleton head and he said, "Okay, so look at this, Tom. This is the lights of the sun. We're here. Lives here. We rotate. So it's morning here, it's nighttime here. You get it down?" Like, he had to give them a whole explanation what time zones are. It's crazy to me. But yeah. Anyway, we showed recaps of the Pat McAfee versus Gunther match of Michael Cole holding down Gunther's foot. And then it was confirmed that at Saturday Night's Main Event we'll get CM Punk versus Sami Zayn and CM Punk versus Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins, which I'm gonna guess maybe we get the third member of this new faction that Seth Rollins has been building up and up and up. So we'll find out. But they were talking strategy, and then it was time for American Made versus the War Raiders. For I don't even know what this was for, honestly. I think it was just for fun. Anyway, Ivar showing that he is one of the best wrestlers on the roster, hitting with a nice kick. This was a crazy superplex from the top rope. Julius had to power him up over, and then of course Brutus hit this nice moonsault. And I'm so glad WWE's bringing back this design for Money in the Bank. I love the heist, the cartoonish. Kind of reminds me of the Bad Guys movie. I love that movie so much, and kind of reminds me of that where they sneak in, blah blah blah. Oh, I can't wait. I hope they use the same graphics, same logo and everything, because I really love that graphics and logos. I could use it every day. That could literally be my channel logo forever. I would love it. I'm not joking. I would love it. That's how much I love this logo, a Money in the Bank logo. It's just great. Anyway, Eric threw Brutus across the ring, and then the Warriors doing their thing, but then Ivar got caught doing his back spring elbow by the the Creed brothers, and then they got hit. Then somehow they got my boy. They slammed him on the ground, and somehow Julius got my boy Ivar up on his shoulders. Brutus hit the Brutus bomb, and 1, 2, 3, the Creed brothers win. And I don't know what they get. Maybe they get a championship match down the line. I don't really know. I'm not exactly sure what they're gonna get. I don't even know. But, yeah. Anyway, congratulations to them. Next up, they were talking strategy, and Seth said, hey, I'm going to go. You can sit here. But then he whispered in his ear, go hard, buddy. And that's it. Anyway, main event, Jey Uso came walking down with the World Heavyweight Championship and started yeeting. And they say, which main event, Jey Uso has come to your city? Or is it in your city? Anyway, he started talking about how he's going to take out that punk YouTuber and Logan Paul, blah, blah, blah. And just basically talking about his stuff. And then Gunther, the ring general Gunther, came out and basically said, Jay, the one thing that nobody expected to happen happened. You, as champion, happened. But you probably don't know this, but Adam Pearce, I don't know if Adam Pearce told you, the winner of Logan Paul versus you at Saturday Night's Main Event will hand the title to me on June 9th, which is a Monday Night Raw, not Money in the Bank or nothing, will face me and will hand the title to me. Which Jace came back and says, oh yeah, how about this? After I take care of that YouTuber punk, I want to take care of you again. And I'm still going to be your World Heavyweight Champion. 4 letters, 1 word, yeet. So, I have a theory. Hear me out. Jey Uso most likely is going to retain against Logan Paul. And then the 2 days Raw after Money in the Bank, he faces Gunther. But think about this. Jay's beaten down after he won or something. Or no, I would think like Jey Uso or someone Gunther got himself disqualified or something, and Gunther beats down Jay or something, and the Money in the Bank winner, whoever that would be, cashes in on Jay and becomes the new World Heavyweight Champion. What do you guys think in comments below? Do you think that's a W idea or not? Or like during that match a cash-in happens? Do you think that's what's going to happen? Because I don't know, man. I don't know. Because I swear, if it's a failed cash-in, I'm just get rid of the Money in the Bank briefcase if there's no point in having it. If it's a failed cash-in. Like I'm telling you, don't have it be a failed cash-in. We had it last year. We had it in 2022. We had it in 2024. Don't bring a failed cash in 2025. The last successful cash in was in 2023 at the 2023 Money in the Bank. Please don't mess this up, bro. Don't mess this up. Please, Triple H, don't mess this up. Anyway, we went back and Braun Breaker attacked Jey Uso, and yeah, that's basically it. Anyway, Finn Balor took on AJ Styles, and we all knew Finn Balor was gonna be the one to take the pin, right? Yeah. Anyway, backbreaker thingy, thang. Of course, Finn using his heel tactics, giving him a ding to the ropes, and then doing an abdominal stretching on. And rubbing that elbow in the side of AJ's gut, and then AJ started using his comeback moves, and then all of a sudden they did a beautiful superplex off the top rope, and then a shotgun drop kick from Finn Balor, and then all of a sudden a calf crusher, roll up, stuff like that, into a literal, somehow AJ went for a roll up, but then somehow reversed it into a Styles Clash. That was crazy. I don't understand how that happened. And whoa, that's dangerous right there. But whoa. Finn almost tucked his chin right there. Oh, that could have ended badly. And then all of a sudden, AJ got hit with that move. I don't remember what it's called. It's not the 1916 to 1916. The other way where he lifts him up and then he drops down. Not that one, but it's the one where it's the other way where he goes like boom. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what that's called, but AJ took his sweet time to kick out on this one, and then Penta helped AJ with here taking out the Judgment Day members, and then. Surprisingly, Penta gave Carlito a Mexican Destroyer, which I didn't even think it was possible that Carlito could take a Mexican Destroyer anymore, could do a backflip anymore, because we've seen his in-ring skills now. He doesn't do that anymore, bruh. And then, phenomenal form straight to the face of Finn Balor. 1, 2, 3. He lost. So, yeah. What a surprise! Finn Balor became Finn Balor once again for the 100th billionth time in his career. What a surprise. Anyway, Becky Lynch was about to make her stuff. And then we got Karrion Kross back here giving out Karrion Kross merch. I see you, Karen. Get that money up. Get that money up, boy. I understand the vision. Anyway, Becky Lynch basically said the fans loved her. We had the connection until last year. You want to know the reason why I left last year? Because I won my last world title. You guys hated it. I heard you. You guys hated it. So I left because if I'm not winning world championships, what's the point? You guys could see yourself in me, I could see myself in you, and then when I win championships, you guys can't see yourself in me because you guys are blah 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 blah. And then she started ranting off about how you can call me whatever you want, blah 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 blah, whatever. And that's honestly what happened, because that's literally what she called it. And by the way, Becky, just want to say, I never said any of that. I never said you're a Becky Hogan, never called you any of that. I loved you when you were world champion, and I missed you this entire time you were gone. I'm not joking. You can check on this YouTube channel. I've put it since I started this YouTube channel in August. I've been saying that. I was praying you come back because I thought there was that little rumor that you were retiring. Which I knew that was going to be fake because I knew you were going to come back, and I didn't want you to retire because I thought how your last run ended was terrible, you losing to Liv Morgan twice. I thought that was terrible. But I never said that about you, Becky. I've always been on your side, Becky. Always been on your side. And I don't know where I stand with Seth Rollins yet. Don't know where I stand with him yet, but I've always been on your side, Becky. Don't ever forget that, bro. Anyway, we had another Rusev package, bro. What are they doing, bro? How are they booking Aleister Black way better than they doing Rusev? That makes no sense to me. I don't understand. Anyway, Alpha Academy got their certified approval by Sheamus, which making me think they're gonna do a Rusev Sheamus angle, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I hear voices in the ear. I hear them loud and clear. I also hear a banger. on the way too. Um, yeah. Anyway, we had the last match of the night was a women's tag team match for Rhea Ripley, Io Sky taking on Julia and Roxanne Perez in Julia's first Raw match ever. I thought this was the best match on the show, in my personal opinion. Rhea basically got the biggest pop in the night. Every time she came in the ring, the crowd like barely all of everyone in that crowd was standing up on their 2 feet like yeah, like the Brock Lesnar guy, yeah, yeah. Anyway, she threw her around a lot, and then all of a sudden, Rhea had Julia in this carrying position, but then Roxy drop kicked Rhea Ripley into the ring post, and then this was a nasty Claymore kick to the head of Io Sky. You can't tell me that wasn't a Claymore kick. Cause look, that's your foot right there. There's Julie's foot, and there's your other foot. Boom. Anyway, Rhea got back in the ring. The crowd erupted again, standing on his feet like, "Argh!" And then he took out Roxanne, gave her beautiful German suplexes, gave her a nice razor edge, and then a nice kick to the face, and then did a nice sunslip flip thingy. But then, of course, Roxanne did not like that. She said, no, 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 and took Rhea's head and slammed it into the mat. And then, of course, Io Sky did a nice, picture-perfect, beautiful drop kick in the chest of Julia, and then another beautiful drop kick to the face of Roxanne Perez. And then Rhea decided to use Io as a battering ram against Julia and Roxy. And then Io was trying to do this tag team thing with Rhea, but didn't really end up working out. Julia took Rhea's feet out, hitting her on the thing. But then Julia and Io got on the top rope. Julia hit Io with a beautiful superplex off the top rope. It was beautiful. And then I got stuck on a loading screen of death. Don't worry, though, I found the ending. Rhea hit Julia with the riptide after a headbutt, a couple of quick things, and then Io slid in to make sure Roxanne couldn't get out. 1, 2, 3. Julia took the pin, and Io and Rhea won, stood tall, and the final image of tonight's Raw was Io and Rhea holding up each other's hands, and then Rhea looking at the title, saying she wants her championship back with her. And honestly, I wouldn't hate running Io versus Rhea once again for the World Championship, because I know that match would absolutely slap. Anyway, that was your Monday Night Raw review. What do you guys think about this in the comments below? I thought it was a pretty boring episode, if you ask me. They had good matches, great matches at some points, but nothing really big happened, especially surprising after a PLE just happened 2 days ago. I really would expect something big, something happen after a Monday Night Raw, after a PLE, but it's whatever. Anyway, have a beautiful rest of the day. See you tomorrow. Bye. Tomorrow's a big day. Anyway, bye.